Raz and Old Gray.
Behind us, hanging out. Let's just take a quick moment, and let's take a moment of silence. That's for you, Athena. We don't usually do that for people. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of smoking those dirty, hot, foul-smelling cigarettes? Well, introducing Midget. You use the cream, then you feel great. No odor, no fuss, no muss. Just spread the soothing nicotine cream on your mouth, anus, or nostrils. Then get ready to enjoy of the day. The Jimto Juarez Midget way. Cigarettes, yuck. Midgets, yum. Oops. Also home to mini Magars. Welcome back to the show. It's Tower Magar Live on Blog Talk Radio with your host, Chaz Raz, co-host, Old Gray, and me, the announcer.
It's so
Announcer
good.
extraordinaire, Tommy
So
Fryer.
wet. You know what? I don't give a shit about you two assholes. We're here to talk about Joe Franz, one of the best goddamn Jim Joes we got. You know what? He's with us right now. Sit down, plug in, take that Indiana Jones hat off, and sit down. You're doing great. I'm real proud of you. Joe, Exposure Growth.
Am I on?
No, you're on.
Oh,
Jerry.
Jesus.
You're on,
Hello.
Jerry. Get your shit together, Jerry.
You did
All
it.
right.
You're on.
Yeah, you're on. What turn did you take in your career to end up on the Magar Hour with old Chiz, chip rips, and old Jizz? We love it. 18mm camera is probably best in the entire world. Tom Preps, old Greg, you know who it is. It's Joe Franz. He's done numerous things that you have heard of. You got to say it right. The T's silent. Always remember that, you assholes. You'll know him from Bam's World Domination, CKY, every CKY, Viva La Bam, all sorts of shit. King of Photography, he's been on Diggers, Stephen McCoy's, all of them. Every bit of it. Face Jacker, camera operator, did a great job of it. Jackass,
Revolutionizing
camera operator video
feature film.
So good. You know what? He's going to be talked about in history fucking classes in college for the next 100 fucking years. Is one of the first son of a bitches to ever take high quality theater style film, real good and roan, and put that shit with extreme sports. You're the very first person to ever do it. Now it's the main thing to do. You made history, Joe! You made history! I love it.
But you guys have obviously done your homework. And one of the projects that you mentioned that I worked on, which was a BBC show called Face Jacker. Now, doesn't that sound like the name of a porno?
For sure.
Okay, so what I really want to know is, I want to start off by asking you guys, are you guys Dr. Demento fans?
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
Dr.
absolutely.
Demento. Yeah,
I
great.
knew it. I could just completely tell. I love your show, and I love the vibe. I love the parody of the commercial I just heard, man. So it's going to be great. So gentlemen, what do we talk about?
What do we talk about? We talk about it all. We're going to talk
what
about...
are we going to be talking about today? What do you want?
Where do you want to
start,
here's
guys?
the deal. the first thing we'll do, let's take a call right now, because I know I got a whole bunch of shitbags who want to talk to you, because you're so great and so wonderful. All right. Area code 517, your stinking mouth-breathing ass is on. What does your fecal alcohol syndrome infected brain got to say to my boy Joe? Get it on.
Well, Joe, first I'd like to say I love me some CKY, and I feel privileged to talk to you, dude.
Well, thank you so much. What's your name, caller?
Sam Merrick.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Good, dude. My band covers a few CKY songs, Foreign Objects, and I talk to Darren Miller quite frequently over Facebook. You know?
I love it. It's really fancy. We got fanboys calling us up really good. Sam Merrick, you got any personal questions or other audible rape you want to throw my boy's way so we can answer it up to you? You know he's in Mensa. He's a big...
Give him a fancy question then.
Let's do it.
I actually do. I got 3 questions. What's your thoughts on Bam's excessive weight gain?
Okay, let's start there. Excessive weight gain. Bam was. Let me tell you. Are you sitting down, Sam?
Oh, you're private because of Ryan.
You're gonna want to sit down for this. It's a good story. Okay, so Bam was a skinny kid, and the Margeras did not. They were never a rich family. They lived in a teeny little rancher across the street from the sewer. And it was before they really knew how to treat sewage. So believe me, you could smell that sewage when you pulled up in front of the house. So they didn't have a lot of money. So they had a lot of, but she was, obviously Phil and April are the super parents. I mean, Phil is the father every guy wished he always had. And April, I mean, she was Betty Crocker. So she was always cooking and always the chocolate chip cookies and the cakes. Like when I used to go over there, as soon as one thing was coming out of the oven, something else was going in. She was very, very generous, would cook treats for all the kids in the neighborhood. And, you can only take so much reaching for cookies before it starts to hit you in your early teens. So, but Bam didn't know he was kind of gaining weight. And he was at FDR Park, and he was skating, doing his thing. And I think for a second he stopped to tie his shoe in the middle of the runway there where the kids skateboard and do their tricks. And he hears this voice. Hey, fat kid, get out of the way. And, obviously he's thinking, well, they're not talking to me. I'm not fat because he didn't know it. And so he hears again, hey, fat kid, get out of the way. And he's looking, and so he looks up to see where this fat kid is. So he's looking up, he's looking around, where's this fat kid? And he realized everyone's looking at him. And the guy goes, dare you, fat kid, out of the way. And that emotionally scarred him so bad because he had, it destroyed his self-concept. So when we did it, by the time we were doing Viva La Bam and everything, he was not, I would not say he was the healthiest eater in the world. He would eat very little, and he was very, he looked great, but now that he's, quote, massively weight gain, he's normal now. He's like a
regular dude. He's like a regular
He's a regular
dude.
Richard.
If you ever stood around him, look, some layers. If I got, look at me, studio, you assholes. I got a scarf on. I got a Native American hoodie, checkered shirt, and the best boss ever, fuck this unstoppable t-shirt on. Right? If I take all this off, I look like I lost fucking 40 pounds. I don't do people. I've gone into the store. I've gone in to take off all my shit wearing just a t-shirt. Like, holy shit, man, you've been working out. You lost a lot of weight. I'm like, fucker, you thought I was a fat fuck this whole time. Look, thank you so much, Sam. You're a good boy for calling in. I really like it. Keep listening to what we're talking about. We'll be back with more Joe talking about all sorts of erotic shit when we come back. Don't move. Plus, hey, cattle bag. We got some of that stuff.
What about fucking? All right, let's try that too. Hey, girl, what you doing now? Wanna see what I got in my mouth? It's a big old slithery tongue, and I'm not no need to tell you how I'm hung. Don't matter what's in my drawers. I'm not looking to take off yours. I wanna show you what's between my lips. Come on, hear the beat. Start wiggling your hips. I didn't say this. That's second base. I like the taste of your tongue and your face. Put your lips on top of mine. Look, girl, let's do this. Let's ride. Like a 7th grade dance where they come on in. Chaperone start bugging. But I don't need that shit. Come on, let's just go. Let me work my tongue. Here's the flow. Who's coming out the crack of my mouth? But I'm so in love now. Your heart is beating.
flew right into Quebec. Just making sure this place. Oh my God! And if we did, it's going to be an astronomical price. Just because of transport everywhere. Big days. It's the Neverland Ranch without the kids. Well, speaking of your place, maybe some crazy ass sleeping in your tree house, wet and is naked, eating in your mouth.
Welcome back to the show. Special guest, Joseph Franz, joining us here at the Magar with Chaz Raz and Old Greg.
So good, so roan, so wet. Going full roan with my boy Joe like I always like to do. Look, I got a fancy leather sex hat. Saw you had a fancy leather sex hat. Figured, hey, we could go all max hardcore together, drawing on people with lipstick and pissing all over them. Yo, so you've been on a couple projects, and what we can do is we can go through the whole thing. A lot of people are calling in, and we got one more phone call that we're going to take, and we're going to let you ask a question of this world-traveled, spicy-ass extraordinaire.
He is a well-learned man,
Joe
so make your question good.
He's hanging out with us, half-naked.
Reportedly well hung. Also.
He has a really big, thick fucking Jim Joe. It looks like it's supposed to be uncircumcised, but it's a big old Jim. That's why we're playing this Cuban music in the background, because his shit and old Greg's shit could match up together. It looks like two beer cans duct taped together. 425, you're live on the Magar Hour. You fucker.
What is up, Zachary Hamburglar?
Zachary Hamburglar, you're live with old Jizz and Chip Prips talking to Joe Franz. You got a question for our boy? Let's get it on.
All right, hey Joe, man.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Thank you.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What would be the most awkward time you've ever masturbated?
Well, every time I do, it is pretty awkward. Let me see.
Sneaking around, hiding.
I would say when I was in college, I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and I was doing a thing, and my roommate and his girlfriend knocked at the door. They wanted to ask me. We were going to do a reggae concert. I think it was Pato Bantan and Steel Pulse and a bunch of these great reggae stars.
I do not sniff the coke. I only smoke the Sinsamia.
Exactly. And so I was there doing my thing. Now they do this. They knock, and then immediately after knocking, they enter the room. So I quick cover up, and they sat there and talked to me for about 25 minutes.
So your rock hard broner was dripping pre-cum all over yourself, and you're trying to
and not only that, I'm trying to cover up the magazine, and it was just, and I'm like, with these fuckers.
And listeners at home, just so you know, back in the day before this wonderful warming glow of the internet showed up, you did masturbate to pages on a book with pictures of naked ladies on them, with unshaven or shaven beeves, depending on the choice of magazine you bought. That's dead now. You masturbate on there. I was just telling him, I'm getting question marks from people. What do you mean? Cover up the magazine. What was he jerking it to? We know he's in the film. What was he jerking it to?
Now kids can go on the internet and see anything they want at any time. And now it was obviously, unless your father was a Playboy magazine collector or hustler or whatever, or you knew someone who knew someone, or you got a magazine that you swapped in some kind of trade, you didn't have anything. So you would somehow, every porno magazine that ever existed ended up ripped up in the woods.
In the woods every time.
We would go on what we would call Playboy hunts, and we would walk around the woods, and you'd find these shredded, I guess kids would jerk off, feel guilty, and rip up the magazine. And then other people come scavenge the magazine, and you get you were lucky if you got half a naked girl on one of the ripped up pages. And sometimes you get the nipple, and it could have been the Marlboro Man's nipple in a cigarette ad You didn't know what you were getting, but
No.
it was
That
all fair
sexy
game.
gay Marlboro man.
And now we've covered pretty much the gamut from Zachary Himbergler. Thank you very much. I hope you listen and keep calling because you're one of the best. Shave your pubes off in the bed and don't clean them up. Now we're going to move on to some other shit. And look, every time you call in, it takes time out of my time because it's my show. I want to be a cool guy. We'll be right back with more Audible Rape with boy Joe Frank.
Here's how you make a sandwich. You go to the refrigerator, you get some bread. You take out 2 pieces of bread. Bread, use a knife to put on the butter. You have to take a bread. Yeah, so you just put some jelly on the bread. You put some peanut butter on the bread. Put the peanut butter and jelly on the sandwich. Then you put whatever topping you want inside the sandwich. Ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise. It can either be peanut butter and jelly, grilled cheese, you need some green, and you need some green vegetables, turkey, but really whatever you want. Oh, don't forget to get the knife because you shouldn't use your fingers because your fingers have germs. Make the sandwich. Then you put the other side of the sandwich on and you smash them together. That's how you make a sandwich. Then you eat them.
What it's like having a road. What it's like.
Shy-ya-yee, it's me, and my boys Chaz Razlowski and Tommy Preppers. Tonight on the show, one of the most illustrious guests to ever grace our airwaves. It's Joe France. And
Better say it
it's
right.
one of those things like
Motherfucker,
you're
Hans
scratching
and Franz,
your head,
Joe Franz, you better say it right before shit gets tight. It's Joe Franz, baby. Come
we
on,
get
man.
tight. We keep it
The
right.
T is silent. It's a fancy. That's how you know how he's a fancy motherfucker, probably from another country, because the T is silent. Remember that for later on. Now we're here with him. Joe, a lot of people followed you for years. Never met you, never known you. I've had the great pleasure of meeting you and knowing you. I got people who are wanting to call in, and what I'm going to tell them is, you know what? I'll do it for you. I got questions from people I want to ask. Come on, I always look after my boys. This comes from Nicholas, Sergeant Nicholas, last name redacted because he's in the Army. Don't want him to get in trouble for listening to Sweet Magar Hour, finding out we're spraying chemtrails all over him. He wants to know, after all the dumb shit, what stands out as the biggest, dumbest, most regretful thing you've ever done for the camera or on camera, besides Brandon Novak 11-minute prank war on YouTube with the Dream Seller helping out promotion. That's what he wants to know. Rip up the magazine and masturbatory rage, he also says.
The most regrettable. I have to say I really don't have many on-screen regrets.
Awesome.
I really cannot answer that fairly because just about everything I've ever done. I will say this. I will say I produced a movie. I wrote and produced a movie for Warner Brothers called Where the Fuck is Santa? Where the F is Santa is the
Where the fuck is Santa? Dude, it was Transylvania and all of it.
We saw it.
Well, it was fun to work on, but it was not. It was fun to do with my friends, but it was not fun to make this film. There were a lot of, because we had to work with, and well, geez, I'm going to get in trouble here.
No.
Some of the other people, not the cast, some of the people on the crew were very, very unpleasant to work with. And I would say there was a lot of mind games on that. There was a lot of, like, Hollywood and New York dudes trying to come in and control it and everything. And I would say that working on that film was one of the most unpleasant experiences of my career.
They wanted to secretly soft, but they wanted to rein it in and kind of do what they wanted with it.
It goes beyond that. It was exported on manipulating, trying to manipulate the talent and pit friends against one another, and just there was some mean-spirited people on the crew of that film, and I'm a very forgiving person. I can get along with just about anybody, but when people you got to work with are trying to villainize you because you're the guy who wrote the film and you're the guy who was friends with the cast, sometimes it can be unpleasant. Other than that, I really have never done in my career.
Wonderful. No, I gotta say something. I think that one of your personal quotes goes along the lines of, I'm gonna paraphrase. I'm not gonna say it exactly. Do what you want for fun. Work with your buddies. Do it at a low budget. Don't make this shit cost $8 million, and make sure everybody has a good time. Fly by the seat of your pants. And basically, what that translates into to the Magar Hour listeners is, hey, fuckbags, go full roan. Keep going, cut your dick off. You know what would be really sexy? Is if you cut your own head off. I'd love it very much. Call us up. You can try to get in. Maybe I'll hang up in your face. We got Joe Franz. He's talking about movie making with us. It's really good. And you know what else I got going on? I know this is special to you.
Prior to the wake of the civil rights movement of the 1960s, no citizen was safeguarded against the overtly racist practices oh so prevalent in the American workplace.
Start cleaning, fool, you moron. You know how hard I worked in my life, son? You gotta start in the ground and work your way up to the top. Watch yourself. You are one stinky faggot. I bet you came in here and did this shit just to get a job, didn't you? Oh, shit. And I'm cleaning up. Stupid. I'm getting tired of watching you work. Why did I hire you? Tell me. Why did I hire you? Why? Why did I hire you? Answer me. What? You're gonna get me a Christmas present? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, you'll use the money I paid you to buy me a gift. Bad. That's bad. You don't do that. I don't want you to do that. You know what? I'll give you a tip. Stick your nose in there and smell what you're doing. Get back to work, you stupid ass. You stupid asshole. Did you say PU? That's what you're gonna be. Pathetically unemployed.
This blight on American society might have been avoided had it only been for a useful pocket device, now on sale at your favorite drugstore for the low, low price of only $24.95.
Now what's up? Now what's up? Yeah, now you pick up. Look it up. That's right. You're gonna eat it. You can do it. I know you can. Taste it. Yes, I will taste it.
Introducing
The Fall 2016 Forum Fashion Collection. Presented by Cigarettes, Greenland, Ripitex Energy Drinks. Coming this fall. Fish.
It's duct tape. It's fucking duct tape, bitch. Call us up. It's the Magar Hour. Chazraz, Old Greg, Tom Preps, doing it so well. Representing all the things. It's only smells. We've got Joe Franz hanging out with us for the next however long I deem fit, because I'm the boss, goddamn Magar. I know these are special to you. They're lost. Some of these are lost skits. Some of these are Cattle Bag. You can get Cattle Bag on the internet. You can Google it. You can go to his fancy-ass website, Brandon D. Camillo. That brings me right around to the next subject. From all the fans and shitbags out there, our one listener that's listening right now. We only got one listener. We're a bunch of...
He's dedicated as fuck, though.
Yeah, we're hypocritical baby eaters that live in our mom's basement, and that's who we cater to, this one hypocritical baby-eating, mom-living basement lover.
To use the shower, he's got to use the hose out back because Grandma won't let stairs to use the shower.
It clogs the shower drain when he takes a shower and washes all the shit out of his ass that he doesn't wipe. That brings me to my next thing. Right before we go into it, I noticed the music stopped because that perks high on cigarettes. But Old Greg, I know for a fact you own 2 dildos, and this is what I want to know. Do you have one, does it have a suction cup on the bottom, so you can put it on something hard like a table, you can suck on one and ride that one while you're taking your dick and rubbing it up against the dildos, like using them like dildo chopsticks on your prenup?
I use them as chopsticks to eat the pizza, if you're asking me the question.
Your own tits, yes or no? All right, next goddamn segment of our show is Old Greg loves sucking on his own tits while riding. So
yeah, Mr. France goes way back with a founding member of a rap group that I'm a fan of, the Jedi Mind Tricks, and he directed, I believe it was one of their first videos for I Who Have Nothing. And I'm surprised that you didn't get a lot more work directing rap videos, because it's.
Well, you know, I did 2 videos for them. I did their first video, which was I Who Have Nothing, and we made that for a budget of about $12. And it was actually done with experimental techniques with 16 millimeter film, bypassed in an optical printer, and that was a lot of fun to work on. It was my first music video. I also directed Keep Moving On, which with Scott Vogel.
Yeah, from Terror.
Yeah, from Terror, Shara Warden, and also a guest appearance by adult film star Gina Lynn. And there's also an accompanying making-of / documentary about Vinny Paz called Keep Moving On, A Portrait of Vinny Paz, which you should all check out. Shameless plug.
Vinny Paz, check him out. He's a piss show. Get it on Twitter for me so I don't have to do stuff. You fucking assholes. You're my bitches. You do what I say. Joe Franz is here tonight. If he wants to dump coffee all over it and piss in your mouth, guess what? He's gonna do it. Because I told him.
Are there any upcoming projects that people should be looking out for?
No.
No.
You know, I've been doing. You know, it's interesting, and I hope my stories aren't too long and involved, but back when we were doing the whole Jackass and Jackass spin-off, that whole Jackass genre and sensibility, which was, Jackass, Wild Boys, Beetle Bam, another show I produced, Bam's Unholy Union. We were doing all this great entertainment, the CKY videos and everything, and there was a point when it was 2011, and that whole genre kind of cycled through and was coming to pass, and I was caught in a crossroads in my career. I was like, I haven't done anything else for 15 years. I mean, I used to be in big advertising back in the day, and I did a lot of big accounts, and I come from a teaching background, but I was like, I haven't done anything else, and I don't know if I could assimilate into a normal world of filmmaking. For example, I would work on a show, and you'd be driving to a location, I'd fall asleep in the van, I would wake up, and I'd be like, oh my God, what did you guys do to me? I'd look all over my body, I'm like, wait a minute, you guys didn't draw all over me, you didn't fuck with me, you didn't tie my shoes together at least, no one pissed on me? And they're like, why would we do that? And I was like, how boring. How fucking boring. I fell asleep, you guys could have fucked with me. You guys are fucking boring. And so it was very strange. And I would try and get on some of these jobs, and they would hire me, and people would actually look down on my career, saying, this is a good reality show. This isn't Jackass. And that lasted for about a year, and then something happened. Ryan Dunn died. And when that happened, it made everyone in the world take a step back. And they realized how special that whole genre was to them, and that they had grown up on that, and they felt some kind of emotional connection with Ryan and Bam and Knoxville and everything. And literally, within 2 months after Ryan's death, my colleagues began to, they went from looking down on me to when I would show up on the set with the camera or whatever, they would say, you made the Jackass movies. You made Viva La Bam. You made the CKY videos. Dude, I gotta fucking shake your hand. Your work has affected me in ways that are unexpressible, and thank you. And so it really, after that, I just started working straight and just nonstop. I mean, I've done, History Channel and that, It was 14 months when I produced and shot. I think it was over 50 shows. And yeah, everything's been. I've been tiptoeing through the tulips ever since. I don't even remember what your question was, and I'm sure that didn't answer it.
It basically did to a degree. It let us know where you're at and what's going on.
What kind of if you're doing stuff or not. You just got done working for some kind of stuff, and you're also going to be in the new Jimto Juarez film, Cigarette Cop Truck 4, featuring blackface Mel Gibson. I'm real proud of you for that, and I think you're going to do great. I think you're going to do great.
Much.
And
it's a benchmark in my career. Thank you.
Mel Gibson, Reddy Murphy, Cigarette Cop Truck 4. You know I'm a big time fan of Cigarette Cop. You know how much I love Cigarette Cop Truck 2. And you know how much I love to go full roan with all the stinking ass Rajones out there. It's Joe Franz. It's now podcast sucker time. If I get this fucking duct tape song one more fucking time, I'm going to stop my shit and come in there and beat your ass. Don't move. Tell me what song this is. When we come back, who's got the pinkest butthole with Joe Franz?
Welcome back to the Hour Magar. The Magar live on Blog Talk Radio. It's podcast every time. We're joined by Joe Franz. It's the Magar Hour, and guess what time it is? It's time to play America's new favorite game. Who has the pinkest butthole? Now, explain to our guests. It's a game where we name somebody, either a celebrity or some sort of cultural icon, and we try to determine who, in fact, has the pinkest of buttholes. I'll go ahead and start off tonight's round, and I'm going to say Haley Joel Osment has the pinkest butthole. I remember Mr. Child from The Sixth Sense. He's grown up and turned into a hobbit with a very pink butthole. Very nice. The pinkest butthole.